She said, though, as soon as she realised her important mistake, she said she rapidly reported it on official channels. Is that true?
That's my understanding, yes.
Well, I'd like to show you and our viewers something. We've been shown an email that was sent from her personal email address at 10:02 that day, following the original email she sent at 7:52 containing the sensitive document. Now, in there she says, please can you delete the message and ignore? Now, she's obviously realised her mistake, but what does that message mean, do you think?
Well, again, I don't know the details of every email that was sent and every message that was sent, but it would seem to me, on the basis of the information that you have there, that it was quite right that if something had been sent in error, that the recipient should be invited to delete and to ignore that message. Now, again, I don't know the full email chain and history, but that would seem to me to have been an appropriate thing to have done.
Except she says as soon as she realised, she admitted, she owned up. Now, reading that this morning, please can you delete and ignore, do you think that is somebody who's trying to confess, or is it that somebody who may be trying to cover their tracks? Because I think some of our viewers reading that might take the tone from that it's someone who rather wishes it would go away.
I'm sure there'll be all sorts of inferences that people can draw, but it would seem to me, on the basis of the facts that I know, that it would have been quite proper for the Home Secretary to have said to the recipient of something that was sent in error, please do delete and ignore it. That is standard practice. And I know that whenever an email is sent in error, and it's also the case, I think, that the Home Secretary subsequently, or that morning, had conversations with officials and others, and as a consequence of those conversations, acknowledged error and made it clear that she was departing from office.
But it wasn't until around noon, actually, that she did then report through officials to Simon Case, the Cabinet Secretary, that this had happened. So what we know now is she sent an email in error at about 10:08. About a couple of hours later, she asked someone to delete it. And then a couple of hours later, that is when, through officials, as I understand it, she approached Simon Case and said that she had made this mistake. And Michael Gove, this isn't like sending someone your shopping list by accident.
No,
it's not like having that jaw-dropping moment of sending the wrong text to the wrong friend. This is the Home Secretary committing a clear security breach using her personal email.
Yes, and I think that, again, I don't want to get into all of the detail because, as we know, the message that was sent was intended for another parliamentarian, and so it's not as though it was being sent out into the ether to persons unknown. But I don't know all of the conversations that the Home Secretary had with the then Prime Minister and with the Cabinet Secretary. What I do know is that Suella apologised for the error, resigned from office, and then when she was reappointed to do a job for which she is very well equipped and which she is completely focused on, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet Secretary had complete confidence that Suella was the right person for that role.